Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. Well, little things do matter. Little things do matter. We'll discuss that in just a few minutes, but I want to remind you that after that, we'll be inviting Rich Slavinsky to be with us. He is the managing partner of East 57th Street Partners, a management consulting firm. He always has some interesting observations about the world of consulting, and he'll be with us. He always is very good. We want to also spend 10 seconds of gratitude. Every evening we do this, and the feedback's been really great. So think of 3 things today that have made you grateful. Go. Nothing like being grateful. Yeah, little things. I'll tell you what brought this to mind yesterday. We had an excellent candidate with outstanding skills, tremendous track record. She was really good. And we went to get her an interview with a very prestigious firm, one that was worthy of her caliber, worthy of her skills, and worthy of her ability. They made the interview, they scheduled the interview for her, and wrote back that they were going to pass up interviewing her because she had 4 misspellings on her resume. Little things matter. It's been that way since I've been in this business since 1973. It was probably that way beforehand too. And it'll probably be that way 51 years after I'm gone. People make judgments about you as a candidate, a job candidate, on very little information for very little reasons. They will either hire you or not hire you. There are many reasons negatively that impact you more so than positive reasons impact you. People are looking more for reasons not to hire you than they are for reasons to hire you. I've had candidates, all kinds of things. Very little reasons that didn't have anything to do with their ability to do the job. Well, you could say that, hey, this lady certainly knew how to spell, ought to know how to spell, but she didn't on her resume, so they decided not to interview her. I've had candidates fall asleep in the lobby when they were ready to be interviewed, not wear socks to the interview, wear audacious clothes to an interview, not wear matching socks to an interview, be late to an interview, say stupid things in an interview, all kinds of things that just put them in a bad light. And the employer ends up, or the interviewing authority ends up making a decision about the person's ability to do the job based on one small thing. And so you say, well, that should make a difference. Well, it does. And it's always going to. Look, when people interview you, they have very little information by which to make a decision. Very little information by which to make a decision. You know that. And you practice this stuff, and if you're a job candidate, you practice this stuff, and so sell the idea that you're a good candidate, probably based on very broad information. But you got to remember that they make decisions about you based on very little information, especially negative information. What does that mean? Well, it means that you need to be careful, as careful as you can. What does it mean for hiring authorities? Well, be reasonable. Take into account a candidate's experience, background, ability, track record, whether they wore a pair of socks that matched or not. Well, I don't know. I guess you could say that has something to do with their professional ability. Whether or not they're late for an interview, well, yeah, maybe I guess it does. Whether or not they misspell on their resume, well, I guess maybe I can't argue with it, but I can say that it may or may not have anything to do with the job. You have to make that decision. But if you're a job candidate, you have to know that people are making a decision about you, especially negative decisions about you based on very little things. And you have to be aware of them, and you have to try to mitigate those things as best you can. Don't show up with too much perfume. Don't show up with too much cologne. Show up dressed correctly. Man, we go through litanies of this in the job search solution. So does every other instruction on how to interview. Now, it's really sad because this lady had some excellent, excellent skills. Certainly, we got her to correct her resume, but it's a shame. She isn't going to get a shot at the job because of misspellings on her resume. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.